Okay guys, the only thing that you really need for this is a square piece of paper. You kind of want it to be a bigger piece of paper because otherwise you're folding into something really tiny, which could be interesting, but I don't know if I'm necessarily that coordinated. I'm using a 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper because I have approximately 1 billion of them sitting in my house. So the first thing that you need to do is mark the midway point. You can do this with a ruler and pencil, but I am not about that ruler life, so I just put a tiny fold in 2 sides as my marker. Fold the edges in, meeting in the middle, so you have a fold at the 1/4 and 3/4 marks. If you have a bone folder, definitely use it because then you'll get nice crisp lines, but I'm like some renegade crafter and I don't have one, so I just use my fingernail. Open it up and flip it around and do the same on the other side. With the halfway fold, this time you actually want to fold that middle line instead of just marking it, but only up until the existing quarter folds, if that makes sense. This is why I made a video. Explaining this just doesn't make sense. Because the paper is thick and I don't have a bone folder, I have doubled back on some of these folds. You want them to be fairly flexible, the folds I mean, so that when you're collapsing the whole page into the smaller one, it's easier. So go back to that first side that we folded where we just marked that center line and fold those center creases on the first side. So what you end up with is like a frame of smaller squares around a slightly bigger central one. Now fold your corners in, matching the edges of the corner to that middle square. That center area doesn't get folded. The 4 corner squares face upwards, so when you fold them together, just keep in mind that you want them to be sitting on the top. Everything else will kind of collapse around it because you've put those folds in place, and if they don't, just kind of shuffle them around a bit. So this is why those flexible creases are important. I won't even bother trying to explain this, just enjoy watching me struggle. So on the back it looks like this, but you can, and I suggest that you do, tuck these little bits in, and when we go to fold that last layer over, if you have thin paper you can fold them both, but with the thicker paper it just doesn't want to fold. So if you tuck it on the inside, then you're only folding one layer. I'll show you, it will make sense. Ta-da! So there you go. And here is one I prepared earlier. Now you can go make one.